Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, city firefighters brave the kitchen for an annual fundraiser. Then burgers, milkshakes, and fries. Oh my, a California favorite opens a long-awaited location. Plus, filing taxes is easy and free thanks to a service for some Torrance residents. And we'll find out how we can all help clean up Torrance for the centennial. These stories and much more are just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The deadline passed and no nomination papers were filed, and that means there won't be an election. The city was set to hold their municipal election for 3 council seats on June 5th, but there won't be any challengers to incumbents Jean Barnett, Pat Fury, and Susan Rillinger. As a result, the city will save the cost of the election, which is close to $200,000. But Torrance voters will still have reason to visit the polls on June 5th. Since redistricting the 43rd and 33rd congressional districts, which now include Torrance, will hold their primaries. Veteran Congressmember Maxine Waters and Henry Waxman are both seeking re-election, and the new 66th Assembly District, which includes Torrance, will also hold its primary. Torrance Unified School Board member Al Muratsuchi will run against 2 other candidates in that race. The top 2 vote-getters in both the congressional and assembly primaries will move on to the general election in November, regardless of party. Now here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting.
Discover Torrance, the business improvement district that was created to promote the city as a tourist destination, filed their annual report. The group's mission is to create another revenue stream for Torrance by driving hotel bookings to increase occupancy taxes. Among their marketing efforts are websites to boost interest in the city, an online reservation system for the city's hotels, and a way for meeting planners to coordinate with hotels. Much of the group's focus will be on leisure and group travel.
Now, if you haven't already heard, there's a new business on Hawthorne Boulevard. Reporter Alexis Sita takes us there.
Everybody's like, I can't believe you're finally open. I know it's been a long time coming with the construction and stuff, and people are telling me. I was driving by here every day. Finally, when I saw that open sign up, we were excited that you're finally here for us.
In-N-Out is finally open. And if you didn't already know that Torrance is excited about the new location on Hawthorne Boulevard, the packed restaurant and lines outside are evidence enough.
We actually don't do a whole lot as far as advertising. I mean, we roll the open sign out to the corner of the street and just hope that people decide to come visit us. That's about it.
But fans of the California Burger restaurant are loyal to the brand, given its dedication to quality food.
I work right across the street. I'm hungry, so, I'm going to be here almost every other day.
And it's not just the customers who are loyal.
I'm celebrating my 17th year at In-N-Out Burger this time around.
The chain boasts several longtime employees, and In-N-Out says that's part of why their business continues to boom. This latest location joins a family of 268 other In-N-Outs in the western United States. And from the looks of it, this Torrance restaurant could be one of their most successful locations. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Alexis Sita.
And local high school students from West, North, Torrance, and Bishop Montgomery are currently training to work at this new location. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and many people did. The Madrona Marsh welcomed community members on Arbor Day, and kids, teens, and adults spent their early morning hours giving back to Mother Earth. Volunteers came prepared with gloves and closed-toe shoes to recycle bottles, pick up rubble, and plant grass and other native plants. As college fees continue to rise, more and more students are turning to financial aid.
Initially, I thought it was rather difficult, but once I got here and I was given information on how to navigate the whole process of getting financial aid, it was easier than I thought.
Most students find applying for financial aid daunting, so El Camino College recently held a financial aid fair to help. Students were given one-on-one assistance, and attendees were able to visit the FAFSA website, a government website that offers a free aid application that is used by most colleges. Now at El Camino, about 39% of students are on financial aid, receiving an average of $1,100. Students often go to amusement parks during spring break or summer vacation, and if any of those teens are looking for major thrills, they should mark their calendars for Memorial Day weekend. That's when Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia will debut Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. On it, riders will be strapped into a set of seats attached to a cable that will pull them to the top of a 400-foot tower before they drop to the ground, now reaching a speed of 85 miles per hour. When it opens, Drop of Doom will be the world's tallest vertical drop ride, beating the current record held by the Giant Drop at Dream World in Australia. That ride drops passengers from a height of 390 feet. Well, coming up, firefighters trade in their gear for aprons at a recent event. And tax time is almost here. We'll tell you how some residents are getting free help.
I'm starting to worry about my boyfriend. One minute he's supportive, the next minute everything is my fault. He says a couple of beers get him in a good mood. His idea of a couple of beers usually turns out to be a lot more than just one or two. And that's when I start to worry. After he's had too many beers, he gets really angry and I become the target. I hate to say it, but he reminds me too much of my last boyfriend. Aren't there any good men out there? My best friend is a social worker. She told me to try Al-Anon family groups so I could understand my feelings better. I didn't want to go because I didn't want to get into another argument with my boyfriend, but I'm glad I went. I'm starting to understand that I didn't cause his anger. I didn't cause his drinking. It's a great relief to hear a new perspective for my problems. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group meeting from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
It is important for young people to have a mentor in their life.
I would definitely say that I have had an impact on his life and he's had an impact on my life.
One of the most important lessons that I've learned from Charlie is to make better decisions and take responsibility for what you're going to do.
Think about what you would be today if people didn't go a step out of their way to help you out. And that's really what it's all about.
So get involved and do your part. Invest in the future. Mentor a child.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone? And in the process, maybe learn something yourself. Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.
An annual event attracted hungry diners, all to raise funds for a charity that's been around for nearly 40 years. Reporter Ella Sagamonian takes us there.
Torrance firefighters take the heat where it belongs, in the kitchen, for their 40th year raising money and awareness for a cause.
This is the 40th year that we're doing this dinner, and we've been proud to be associated with the Elisa Ann Rush Burn Foundation for the past 25.
The Firefighter Association's support for the foundation took the form of 300 pounds of spaghetti and 32 trays of sauce. The event brings in newcomers every year, but the focus remains the same. 8-year-old Elisa Ann Rush, who was fatally injured at a backyard barbecue fire in 1970.
And her mother, who's still with us and still incredibly passionate, sat in the hospital and talked to anyone that would come in and said, why didn't my daughter know about this? Why didn't she know how to stop, drop, and roll? She should have known. Passion spreads, and people said, you know, you're right. She should have known.
This passion led to the creation of the Elisa Ann Rush Burn Foundation, whose program Stop, Drop, and Roll now educates 15,000 to 20,000 students in California.
Certainly with fires, it makes a huge difference when people do it, and if you stop, drop, and roll and follow that rule, it makes a big difference when you get to us. You get much less severe burns, and it's been a very effective intervention.
100% of the proceeds will go toward fire prevention education and Champ Camp, a place for child burn victims to bond and grow confidence. For Torrance CitiCABLE, this is Ella Sagamonian.
For more information on the Elisa Ann Rush Burn Foundation, visit aarbf.org. Tax day can be something that many people dread, but a free service is making it easy for some residents. Reporter Ella Sagamonian explains.
This tax season, take advantage before being taken advantage of.
Come on down. We'll do your taxes for free and make sure you get the maximum amount of money that you can possibly get by law.
Tax services can cost a pretty penny, sometimes even take advantage of unknowing people who may not need to file. Instead, Torrance residents can make use of the AARP Tax Aid Service, which files taxes at no cost whatsoever.
They need to bring all of their tax documents that they typically would use, the Social Security statements, 1099s for interest, dividends, brokerage statements if they have them, that kind of information.
There is no catch. Tax returns will be processed electronically at no cost as long as they are simple.
Although the service is funded by the AARP, you don't have to be a senior citizen to get the help that you need.
They help basically anyone with a simple tax return. Even though our focus is on senior citizens, we will also do tax returns for students, middle-income people, anyone, as long as the return is not complex.
You may qualify for a simple tax return if you have a regular W-2 income and don't have itemized deductions or dependents.
Okay, you're welcome.
The AARP Tax Aid Service can now be found at its convenient location in Old Town. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Ella Sigamonian.
The AARP is offering free tax help now until April 13th. Visit the new location at 1215 El Prado from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Make sure to bring all forms, W-2s and 1099s, as well as last year's tax return. You can't make an appointment, but all walk-ins are welcome. For more information, call 310-618-2724. Coming up, we'll be joined by an in-studio guest, and she'll tell us how everyone can participate in an upcoming Centennial project.
Each year, thousands of people come to visit the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Many reach out and touch the wall to feel some of the 58,000 names that are etched in black stone. But they were more than names. They were brothers, sons, husbands, and friends. People whose lives had meaning and whose stories deserved to be told. Memories like these are the heart of the Education Center at the Wall. Help us keep these stories alive to honor and remember those who served. The Education Center at the Wall will preserve the images, letters, and stories of those who served so that their lives will never be forgotten. Call or click now and help us build it.
What if you could ignite your child's love of learning with one after-school program? What if that one program was easy and fun? Destination Imagination is the one. Destination Imagination has taught teamwork, creativity, and problem solving for more than 25 years. A major university study showed our students are ahead of others in creativity and critical thinking. Learn more at startateam.org and make Destination Imagination the one for you.
All of these babies are part of the same family, the Text for Baby family. Text for Baby is a free service for moms during pregnancy and until their baby's first birthday. Each week, moms get free text messages on nutrition, labor, delivery, breastfeeding, immunization, things moms need to know today. And your phone company won't charge you for the text messages. Sign up now. Just text the word baby to 511-411.
The city is abuzz with all things Torrance Centennial, and while some Centennial events are just for fun, other activities are offering residents ways to give back to the city. Now here to tell us more is Debbie Hayes. Now we all know her from the Torrance Historical Society, where she has been a longtime member, and she's also a member of the Centennial Committee. Hi Debbie, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jin.
Tell us all about this Cleanup Torrance Day.
Okay, what this Cleanup Day is, the Torrance Centennial Committee has gotten together and we are asking all different groups from all four corners of the city to participate in a cleanup. And we want to get the city spiffy for its 100th birthday. So we've got people, like I said, in all four corners and the central part of Torrance, and we are going to host different events all month long during April, since that's Earth Day.
Now, can you give us a couple examples of what volunteers will actually be doing?
Yes, they'll be cleaning schools, they'll be washing down play equipment, weeding, sweeping, picking up trash, pretty much whatever needs to be done. Just like when you go to have a party, this is cleaning house, but we're cleaning the city.
And now who can participate?
Oh my goodness, this is open to everyone, and this is what I love about it. This encompasses every age, every group, and you know what's great about it is that we have something going on every weekend during the month of April, so there's got to be something that can fit somebody's schedule. They vary in times and whatnot. We've got PTAs and Rotaries and Kiwanis, South Bay Junior Women's Club, and this is an event that can reach out to the entire community.
So there's no excuses for missing out on this kind of an event, right?
No.
Now, how can volunteers sign up?
Well, they can visit the Centennial website, or they can call me at 310-320-6054. And on the Centennial website, there's a list of all the events, and each event is hosted by a specific person, and that will have their contact information on the website.
Great. Now, can you break down the locations that will have these activities?
Yes. For example, we have a cleanup day at North High. That's being sponsored by the North Torrance Homeowners Association, and they're going to clean up the campus. And then we have one sponsored by the Old Torrance Neighborhood Association, and they are going to cover clean up El Prado Park. And the reason they're doing that is that's on April 7th. The next day is Easter, and they'll be hosting their 31st annual Easter in El Prado Park event that
Which is
morning.
another really great event to bring out your kids and families.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to spiffy up that, and then we'll go under the bridge and clean up the railroad tracks there, since that's the gateway to the city. And then we'll also, for example, that day have a weeding party at Lago Seco Park to clean the community gardens. And we need like 50 to 70 people for that.
So everyone heard us here. We want everyone to sign up to whatever location is convenient to them, right?
Yes, and just be sure you can wear old clothes, sunscreen, bring gloves, and maybe even some gardening tools, and you're going to meet a ton of people. You'll have fun, and you can do more than one cleanup.
Sounds like a great month-long event that all of our viewers and our residents can take part in. Thanks for joining us, Debbie.
You're welcome.
And of course, you can sign up to participate in any of the Clean Up Torrance Day events by simply visiting torrancecentennial.org. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.